Thanks for being back. I really appreciate you. Hi, Michael. Just give a few minutes for everybody to be here. I'm going to share out the live. James should be coming on. Okay, good. Thank you, Ann. Everybody just give me a few minutes.
Oh, my friend.
There's James.
Hello.
Hello. I'm sharing out the live. I've had such a busy day.
You have?
Yeah, I was literally just standing in the living room talking, and I was like, "Oh, I've got a live in 3 minutes," and took off running like. Because I did. I was gonna do a live at 3, and then I remembered Santa was being down at my daughter's church at when we're supposed to be there at 3. So I was like, okay, well we'll do it at 2 to 3, and then I'll just be like a few minutes late. It's just like a few minutes up the road. You know what I mean? And so we did that, and then but I had a podcast episode I was supposed to do at 4, but I called him this morning and was like, can we do 4:30? That way I could do like I would be like an hour and a half at the church or whatever. He was like, yeah, that's fine. I got back here at like 4:40, and I was like, oh crap. So I was like, well, can we just do 5? He's like, yeah, that's fine. Luckily it was somebody who's a friend of mine, so it was great. And then we did that live. I got off that live just a few minutes, from 5. We did 5 to 6, so busy all day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woosah.
Yeah, woosah.
How's your head today?
Much better.
Yeah. It's great to hear.
Hi.
There's my girl.
Dap hug, thank you for being here.
Yeah. I just got off my Zoom meeting.
Your Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
You like them pretty good?
Yeah, because it's connection with my rehab up north. So, there's a lot of newcomers there. They wanted to know about boundaries.
Did you say we just had a conversation about boundaries?
Yeah. There's a lot of them up there struggling with that.
Yeah, boundaries are hard. I struggle with boundaries even still yet. Like when I meet people, when I get close with people, I have to tell them like I struggle with boundaries. So if I ask, like I'm bad for just asking questions, like personal questions, and just you know what I mean. And I'm like, you don't ever have to answer anything. Like just tell me.
Yeah. Yep. It's great. I like talking. On Saturday nights, it's just the women that talk up there. So, and then I was just told they do a social, like from 8 to 9 or whatever. And that'll include everybody.
So women's meetings are good. I think they're wonderful things sometimes because there are and men's meetings as well. Like just meetings for the individual sex because there are some things that are like hard to discuss in front of men, and I'm sure there's things for men that are hard to discuss in front of women. So I think that's a wonderful thing. Maybe maybe we'll do that at some point in our life. Start a women's group on here or something. I think that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, just have a space for no boys allowed.
Well, it's just getting kind of awkward right now.
Okay. We love you, man.
So check it out. This morning, I woke up at like 4 o'clock this morning. My body was just like, good morning, James. You're not sleeping, and we're just going to get up. So, what I did was I got on Kizzy's Live. And, Kizzy has her core people, which are dominantly women. But when I popped in, there was 2 spaces left. And I'm like, let's go. I didn't at first. I was just in the comments because they were talking about, like, there was a particular person who was having big feelings about a man in their life, right? And so I'm like, ooh, now may not be the time for James to come in all like, And so I kind of just like bid my time a little bit, and that person ended up leaving. And so I'm like, here's my chance, because Kizzy was like, all right, I need a vibe change. I need a different headspace. I'm like, request, let's go. And so at like 5:30 in the morning at this point, I'm like, yo, what's up? How blah blah? And like I was like so amped up. Anyway, so someone popped in and then like gave the entire room 1,500 gifts or what, coins or whatever.
Oh, that's so
blessed
cool.
everybody. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never had this before, And what were we talking about? We were talking about coping skills. We were talking about boundaries, all the things that we've already been talking about. But just being able to hear it from new people was really kind of cool, especially that early in the morning.
Yeah.
And, it was a great way to start the day. And I'm like, Kizzy, I love this group, but you're just a little smidge too early for me. And it's like,
Yeah.
but I love the energy. And so I was able to carry that energy into the detox center today. And we talked about relationships and recovery. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I needed it as much as I actually did, because that shit hit deep. And anyway,
Yeah.
Holly, are we not friends?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Why do I have a plus sign next to your name? I'm following you.
That's crazy because I follow you.
I thought that I had followed you. I thought we had like chit chatted or something. Anyway,
We have, I think.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Anyway, today was a good day. I'm almost home, and you'll have my undivided attention here in just a moment. But we did talk about relationships and recovery, and I think today we were going to talk about family and how we define that, what it was like before, what we called our family, and maybe how we define it now. But I'm up for like Saturday free for all. Maybe you can coin it a term or something like that. If you got something on your heart, Leanna, to kind of discuss, maybe managing our lives while in recovery and trying to still pursue that self-growth and actualization, but not adding on too much. I don't know. That was a shot fired, and I'm not. By the way, hi Jerry.
He said hi.
You actually seem like you are managing it really well, and much better than I would be if I were in your shoes and had Rugrats running around and all the other little things that you're doing. And I also have to give credit to you because you have a few more years of sobriety than I do, even though I'm really secure in mine. 3 years is like a whole new person, because I remember what I felt like after 1 year of becoming a new me. So I got to give you that credit. So.
Yeah, and it's crazy though, because I have a lot of years sober, but I really don't have a lot of years in recovery, So this is all pretty new. So like, it's awesome to, like for us, like I think we're a great, we match up great because, I don't know, because of that kind of it. But it is a lot with the kids, like, sometimes you'll see them like climbing up my head, and like they were in my podcast today. He was like, I don't know, my son was on one. He's just, they get like that. And when I first started the podcast, it was just 2 days, 2 hours a week on separate days. And so Jerry was able to like keep them kind of contained. But now that I've been doing, I'm like on lives, like, sometimes like 4 or 5 hours a day. So there's no you can't keep a toddler away from, I'm not going to keep my kids away from me for 5 hours a day for no reason,
No.
Right.
And so
yeah.
It's just I try to keep it like I'll mute the microphone and stuff like that. But I think, it's important though to I don't know, I'm kind of pushing like the toddler stuff and stuff right now because it's a lot, and in recovery too, it is stressful. Like it's super stressful, especially for people that spend the cash.
Tell James what the little one did today.
I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I told her, I said, tell James what your little one did today.
Oh yeah, so my 2-year-old, my baby, she's gonna be 2 in February. We're working on potty training right now, and so they're like taking their clothes off. They'll take their, she drop her little pants and take her little diaper off. So I saw her do it. I was sitting here on a live. Jerry was in there cooking, and I saw her like take her pants off. I was like, no big deal. The live was like almost over, And then next
Oh
thing we know,
no!
Jerry comes through the house and he says she went in there and pooped in the floor.
Oh, I did see that when I was at work. I was like, she pooped on the floor.
In the floor.
Oh my gosh! I didn't have a chance to like watch the video, but I just saw the scroll across the screen. I'm like, oh my god!
We're gonna have to put puppy pads down, Leanna.
Huh? Yeah, puppy pads, yeah.
Aw.
25 months sober. That's congratulations, and you're doing amazing. And he had wrote me a message and said that these lives help him, and I love hearing that stuff when people reach out and say that the lives help them. I really, really appreciate that. I try my best.
Me too.
I know it's great, and I worry about like the kids. Like I don't want people to be like, oh man, them kids are screaming in the background. But again, that's what I was saying. Oh, that's what I was saying before. I'm sorry, Jerry walked up. But like, it's important to talk about that stuff and the stressors. I think it'll help people like laugh it off, because it is like parenting is very stressful, and especially like I have 2 toddlers in the house, so you can't watch them at all times. Like there's no freaking way that we could be on top of both of them at all the time. So I don't know.
Well, you do a really good job, but it's also very real.
Yeah, very real.
That's what we need in our life.
Like the chair and like the messes and stuff. Like now I know there's a girl on Facebook, and she's about like like that happens, like kids they make messes, and that I don't know, like people like to come off as perfect. My house is not perfect, it's a wreck all the time. Like
I love it.
with 2 kids running around, it's so hard, man.
I'm home. That's so
Hi Kizzy,
exciting.
thank you for being here.
Are you home alone?
You're welcome.
No. Kizzy,
Hey,
good evening.
good evening to you, James.
I was just telling Leanna how awesome your live is, and how I was able to take the things that we were talking about into the detox center and talk to the people about it. And I also was talking about how that person blessed us, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've never been blessed like that before.
I
It
know,
was just
right? He
so
does
much
that every
love.
once in a while. Yeah, he'll come in every once in a while, like every 3 or 4 months, and do that for everybody.
It blew my mind. It was a first for me. But
Well,
how,
and you said you talked about relationships today. It's so funny. We're on the same wavelength. I just did a post about relationships.
oh, did you?
I did.
Like
I
literally,
did.
like just like right before this live, I got it. It came. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's just, we go through growing pains, I think. Relationships and friendships go through growing pains in recovery. And I just, I've been experiencing that here lately. So that's been on my heart a little bit.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, even now, still, like, I don't know. Like like I said the other day, like my husband is still chipping away at my wall, and I'm still learning. Even still 8 years in, man, like I'm still learning how to be an adult and deal with emotions and handle relationship situations and do adult things. Like there's still things that I struggle to do properly because I never did in my whole life, just up until recently. And it's a lot, and it can put a strain on a relationship, especially like like people are supposed to know how to do these things. You know what I mean? And I don't know, like so.
Yeah.
Anytime.
I'm working on, and I look at you with the kids and stuff, and it is an inspiration, and it is real, and I love it. I mean, I absolutely, and y'all are right. We need more of that. I'm working on balance.
Yeah.
The balance between work, relationship, friendship, TikTok. I'm working on the balance of it all, and it's not easy.
We don't get an easy button.
No, we don't.
That's a good one.
No.
Okay.
That is good actually, because it seems like all the buttons we have to push are just like more. You know.
Or
Yep.
error in process or progress. I hate those air buttons. Kizzy, when is your live on, sweetheart? I might.
Oh goodness. You don't want to know. No, I'm just kidding.
What time is it on?
It's at 4 a.m. Central.
So
Well, I'm in
Yeah.
Michigan, so where are you?
5.
I'm in Texas.
It's 5 our time.
Okay, thank you,
Or
Ruby.
you're on my time, right? It's 7:45 there right now.
Yeah.
So it's 5.
Oh
It's,
God, Kizzy, it's even earlier in your time.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 a.m.
Girl, you brave.
Don't ask me why I picked that time, but I started out at 7 p.m. and then it wasn't good, so I went to 12 midnight. Wasn't good. Ended up at 4.
Okay.
I mean, you
So-
do pretty well there, so whatever works for you.
Yeah, sometimes I think, why the hell am I doing this? At
you
4
are
a.m.
You are such an inspiration. I love your posts. Like, you send them to me all the time, tag me in them and all this stuff. And I appreciate you, like, pushing me out, putting me on your story and plugging me in. Like, you really are amazing. And, like, not only are you amazing, like, in the recovery sense, but you're also, like I said, giving back and pushing me out and trying to help us grow and dropping in here. And I know you bring some of your people with you. And, like, I just really appreciate all the support.
Well, you're welcome. And Leanna, I support the real recovery warriors that are here for the right reason, with the pure heart and pure intentions. And that's what I see in you.
Thank you.
I know, she's so sweet and cute. I love her. to death.
Thank you.
I
guys.
just love the stories, especially when I see the ones of the kids. Reminds me back in the day when I was raising mine.
Thank you, guys. I want to give a shout out real quick, guys, to Adrian over in the comments. He said a couple things. What did he say first? Hold on. He said something about a simple smile can go a long way when someone's in darkness. Yeah, there we go. A simple smile or someone's story might be the light for someone who is sitting in total darkness. And then he said, during my lowest moments was the time I learned about faith and realized I was in God's classroom. Absolutely. Thank you for
Wow.
participating, Adrian. Thank you for being here. JJ, hello. It's good to be here because good is here. Sobriety is the best gift we have. Thank you for that. Hello, Susan. Thank you for being here.
I think Josh is here too, isn't he?
We're about addiction recovery. But Adrian, thank you for saying that. I really believe that. Like, that's why I try to, like, do them videos, like, about my kids making messes and stuff, like, and me, like, laughing about it, because there's no reason to take things like that seriously. Like, it already happened. Like, what the hell is being mad gonna do about it? Like, last night they had the chair flipped over. If you guys seen the video, they had, like, little toys put up on the edge of the chair. Like, they did all that. They were in there playing. Like, so who cares if they? I mean, yeah, I don't want them flipping the chair over. I told them don't do it again. And they will. They'll do it again because they're toddlers. They're gonna do that shit. Like, I don't know.
But like you said, what is getting mad gonna do?
Yeah.
And the thing is that those are the things you're gonna look back on and think, do you remember when? And I just, it's always just not that serious. I tell myself, it's not that serious.
So, does that mean when we get older and can't do things for ourselves, we can make messes for our kids?
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I saw, like, I think it might have been like that 70s show or something where one of the kids got a house and, like, the dad went over there and he just, like, start, like, making big messes and, like, I don't know, he, like, went and clogged up the toilet and, like, I don't know, made a mess in the kitchen and did, like, all this stuff and, like, left it there and was like, I'll clean it up later. Like, I don't know, it was funny. But that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
But I love my kids, man. They are my reason. Like, really, like, my oldest daughter is what saved me. I know people say that, like, we don't do recovery for anything but ourselves and stuff. And like, recovery is different for everybody. And that's what I have to say about that, because my daughter saved my life. Like, I had her when I was in prison. And so I was actually in a right state of mind because I was clean. And, like, just, like, holding her, they, like, shackled to the bed. And she had nowhere to go, like, and, like, it wasn't about me anymore. It was about, I had another human being that I was responsible for. And I did slip up one time after I had her. I did relapse for about a year. But, yeah, nobody's perfect. But now, I've been doing good. I haven't done, since 2017, so...
So proud of you.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of backlash for saying that, I did a lot of this for my kids. Yeah, it wasn't all for me. And my oldest saved my life,
Yeah.
and I do it for
That's
them.
actually really important, and I'm glad that you said that because I'm gonna jump in because that's really important. Because sometimes when in recovery, we don't know where to start, and sometimes we actually have. If someone gives you backlash, sometimes our hope is so far gone, and we have just no direction whatsoever that we have to use that. I'm just going to call it the external to be able to motivate us to take those first initial steps. Now, as you move forward, the more internal rewards you get for reaching your goals and reaching your recovery milestones, that will just kind of snowball into like now I'm feeling more of an intrinsic reward and gratification, and less on the external because the external, unfortunately, will not always be there. You know, um, so if I put all my recovery energy into myself because of my mom and all the things that she did. Unfortunately, my mom's not always going to be there. So what happens when she goes? I have to look inward at that point and find that internal motivation to keep me going. But in the beginning, I say, Kizzy, you did the right thing because wherever you can start is a good start as long as you can start taking steps from there. And I'm glad that you mentioned that because fuck the backlash.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
started and look at you now.
Yeah, and that's pretty much, I finally got to that point was F it,
Yep. I just have a couple things real quick. I'm gonna say JJ said God shows up for us and other people all the time, and absolutely that's right. And someone said oh, they were like 81 days sober. Bev, congratulations for that. And Susan, absolutely, like I just said, my kids were my reason. I had a question though. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I've been thinking about it all day. I keep seeing video. Okay, relapse is a part of recovery, and we say that. And then now I've been seeing a bunch of videos where people are like, "Stop fucking saying that. We're causing our family to die and all this stuff because we're I don't know, like we're saying it's okay or normalizing relapse." How do we feel about that?
Well, look, I heard that it's okay to relapse, because our addiction, it's a disease, and we're going to have it the rest of our life, whether we're a recovering addict or if we're an active addict. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just lost thought. Why do I always do this when we do this shit?
I was just curious, and no one
Well,
has to answer if they don't want to, because I know
I
it's
was trying to
I
get it all in my head, and it was ready to come out, Leanna. And look, I had a big brain fart.
I think that in reality, I'm not sure I'm just not sure. So I'm going to kind of muddle through this. What I'm trying to say is I don't think we should lead with the newcomer that relapse is a part of recovery. But we've got to be realistic that relapse happens. So, but I'm not sure we should say to a newcomer or whatever, oh, relapse is a part of recovery, because that may tell that, as I say, a virgin mind, because they're just now coming back to, clarity. They might think, well, then it's okay. And, but we got to be realistic that it is a part of the journey. It could be, not
Absolutely.
is. It
Yeah,
could
see,
be.
that's where I think it gets really, really tricky, because I feel like I think we shouldn't really say that to people. Like, we shouldn't go around saying that relapse is a part of recovery, because it can make them feel like it's okay. I feel like after they do it, we could say it to them, maybe
Right.
it's okay, get up, dust yourself back up. It happens, stuff like that. But I don't, I kind of, I don't know, going around and just saying oh, it's a part of it. I do kind of feel like it's saying, I don't know, to do it. I don't know,
No, I
It's
understand what
tricky,
you're saying.
Yes, it is tricky, and I would like to say just a little snippet on that. So instead of, I think just instead of feeding into the feels that everyone's really standing behind one way or the other, I think recovery is so fluid that we can express it with a little bit more gentle language. So relapse has been part of my recovery. And I can state it like that to the newcomer.
Nice.
So that way they don't feel the guilt and shame, and they know that it's not necessarily normalizing it. And I think we had a guest on the other night that was like, it's all about your intention. And so that's where we have a responsibility to the newcomer or the seasoned person to be like, hey, relapse has been a part of many people's recovery journey. It's not something that we say is, oh yeah, go ahead and relapse. We're not saying that. We can be very clear about that. But we can also be very clear that relapse happens. And the more and more that I relapse, the closer and closer to the grave that I have become. So maybe something to that effect, instead of being like, no, you can't say relapse is part of recovery, because I'm not about the like, no, you can't say relapse is part. I'm not really about, like, I don't know, the discord. I'm about trying to find a solution where everybody can kind of feel good about that.
I knew
And
you
so
would
just
have
a little
good
bit of
words.
tweaking of the language, just a little bit of tweaking of the language, I think can bring about an inclusivity where everybody might be able to kind of come to terms with, well, yes, relapse is part of recovery, but we don't want to relapse because it is dangerous. Because the more and more that we get clean and then go back out and use, the more likely that we're going to OD and die. But there is a major reality that comes with it, and we have a responsibility to be able to kind of express that. So I think it's just a little bit of a lack of communication and clarity, and just identifying what we're trying to say.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that
I
a
like
lot.
that.
I'd like to introduce myself, and I'll tell you why I said what I said in the chat. I'm Susan. I've got over 10 years in recovery.
Hey,
I've
Susan,
been
welcome.
working in the field almost 9 years. I'm a licensed certified substance use disorder counselor, substance use disorder and mental health counselor. So early on when I was in treatment, I was told relapse is a part of recovery. My first thought, I can go get high. I wanted to go use because I had an out. They gave me an out. So I was ready. Thank God I didn't go. I was stopped and spoken to by some great people in treatment, but I'll never tell clients today, or anyone for that matter, that it's a part of recovery, because it's not. It's not. It's a lack of recovery. Relapse can happen. It does happen a lot for a lot of different people. It doesn't have to happen though. I think it could really put people
Hold on.
in a bad spot very early on, especially if it's someone that doesn't have any type of experience with sobriety or recovery.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your opinion.
Mhm.
And I want you
You're
to
welcome.
know that just because your opinion differs from ours, you are still welcome here. Nobody is gonna disrespect you, or you know what I'm saying. Like, after today, this conversation will be forgotten, so you're always welcome here. I myself, that's why I said, like, I think the language gets tricky, and that's really why I asked, because I thought James would have the good words, and I really like what he said, because for myself, I know I've relapsed I don't know how many times before I finally got it together. Like, I go to jail and treatments and get out. And so I think that recovery is a lot about sharing our lived experience. So if I'm sharing my lived experience, then I have to agree with the statement that relapse is a part of recovery. But I hate to say that, like, I do understand, like, the whole thing about the vulnerable minds, and like, it's so like important what we say to them, essential that we say the right things, because I absolutely agree that, like, it can come off that way. So I think that I'm on board with James, and, like, just clarifying, like, if we're gonna have a conversation with somebody about that, just to very, very clarify, like. But that's just my
I liked
opinion.
what, real quick, and then I'll shut up. I'm sorry.
Fine.
I like to mixture of what James said and what Susan
I do
said.
too. I mean, I'm
I
with
like
you,
a
Susie.
mixture of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I liked what Susan said about relapse is a lack of recovery. I like how that comes out. But I like that, we don't need to normalize it. I like how James worded it. So I'm going to have to think about this. Thank you for bringing this up.
Hi guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi guys. I'm Angela. I'm an addict.
Angela.
Hey,
So,
Angela,
hey,
welcome.
you guys. So I just kind of was scrolling through and came across this, and I'm just going to share how I say it because I also, like Susan, I work in the field, and I work with I'm in recovery. I work with a lot of people in recovery, and I always say that relapse is not a part of recovery. Relapse is a part of addiction, and we suffer from the disease of addiction. And the reason a lot of us relapse is because we do have a disease, and maybe we haven't, gained enough recovery yet. Or maybe, we're on down the road. Maybe we've stopped working our recovery like we should. And the disease comes back into play. And that's why we relapse, that's just me because I've like Susan, I've seen a lot of clients go back out saying, well, they said relapse is a part of recovery. I've heard that from tons of clients. And so I tried to start wording it a little bit different and tell them, yes, people in recovery can relapse. That's because we suffer from the disease of addiction.
Absolutely.
Our brains don't operate like other people's. So if we stop working our program or we stop doing the things that we did when we first got clean, we tend to relapse. Like it's not a requirement. I know plenty of people who picked up one white key tag and that was it. So I just always tell them it doesn't have to be a part of recovery. And for me, it's not. It's a part of the disease of addiction. But
I really
it
love
doesn't
that.
mean to
I love
stay
that.
out there.
And that's just like
There's no shame.
the difference between recovery and sobriety. To me, and the way I teach it at work is sobriety is it's not using, not drinking, whatever your DOC was. Recovery is action. Recovery is putting work in. It's a lifestyle. That's how I explain it to them.
Well, and that's why I say that I'm 8 years sober, 8.5 years sober, but I'm 5 years in recovery because I white knuckled it for 3.5.
Right. Yeah.
There was no action or intent behind. I mean, I just knew I did not want to use or drink.
Yeah.
But I
Absolutely.
definitely.
I like that.
So
Yeah.
I like to make sure that I'm in a place of learning, and I like to come from a place that I don't have it all figured out. And so I love being able to hear the experience of someone who's been in the field much longer than I, someone who has many more years of sobriety than I, and I like to be able to admit that I'm wrong, and B, adjust my thinking. So one thing that I want to clarify, I guess, is I'm on everybody's side, first of all. Second of all, I guess that I'm coming from a place of just personal experience of when I relapsed. My part of my story is when I relapsed, if someone, this is just for me and we're all case by case, and I completely understand the sensitivity about telling the newcomer that co-signing, going out there and doing, I get all of that. So I'm just really just coming from a place of me. If someone were to tell me, well, relapse is part of recovery, for me, I understand the addiction part too. I would have thought, okay, I don't have to carry so much guilt and shame about this. And I can jump back in as if it was just part of the normal thing. And because what I used to do is I used to disappear and I used to go down the deep, dark rabbit holes super quick. And so, I would have understood it a little bit differently, but I completely understand saying that it's part of addiction. And I love it. So I appreciate on every level the new lens of thinking. And I think that I'm probably going to adjust it. I'm going to steal that and use it because I like it. And
I like it too.
I think I thought a lot like you, Jimmy, and somebody had told me that. Actually, my therapist is the one when I relapsed who had told me, relapse is a part of addiction, not recovery. And that, like you said, it took some of that shame and guilt away from me because she told me, you suffer from the disease of addiction, you were born with a gene that predispositions you.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's not making an excuse, but it did take some of the guilt and shame away.
Yeah.
When I learned that, okay, so I didn't really I didn't do anything wrong because I do have the disease of addiction. But at the same time, what do I got to do now in recovery to keep me from relapsing again?
Right.
Mhm.
No, I can appreciate that, and I mean, I
Yeah,
understand it the way that you're explaining it, and I understand that having to be careful with the language and what the way you explained it is you don't have to be as careful with it. You can just pretty much apply the new what you
yeah,
had said to what's being said. So you know what? Maybe we can start that and use that. I'll start it. I'll promote it. I like it. So yeah, I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm
I
definitely
love
going to
it.
Thank you.
use it. And I just wanted to say, too, I will always be a work in progress.
Me
And I'm
too.
always willing to listen and learn
Absolutely.
for sure.
We got to stay teachable in our recovery because if
Oh,
we don't,
yes.
Absolutely.
we're, like I tried 3 times before I got it. Like,
Hmm.
it just, I could get a few years under my belt but I would always get complacent and stop going to meetings and, stop doing the
Yes.
things that I did when I first started.
Hmm.
And so I know, I tell them all the time, like, especially people that come in that have a little bit of time under their belt,
Hmm.
those tend to be the ones that beat themselves up more than anyone else.
Absolutely.
And I tell them, like, you didn't lose the knowledge. All you did was
Exactly.
start your clean date over. You didn't lose anything else. Like, you still have all
Hmm.
that knowledge up there.
Hmm.
So put it into use, because, like, we're always going to be learning. This is a lifelong journey. I tell
Right.
my sponsees, recovery is not an event, it's a journey. Like, it's
It
a
is.
process.
Yeah. And the minute I say I've got it figured out, that's the minute that I'm probably working on a relapse.
Oh,
Yep.
absolutely.
You
That's the
know?
minute you become complacent.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I think that
For
we
sure.
all learn something new every day from each other, and we take
Yep.
it and just down the line.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love listening to everybody. It's like
Yeah.
Me
it's
too.
healing. It's healing when you hear other people's stories. Like
It is.
you take that and then you pass out, and like, because there was a lot of newcomers tonight at the meeting I went to for Bear River, and let me tell you, I was like, I sort of kind of took over the meeting because they didn't know what they're, they have to facilitate at a certain level there to move on or whatever. And I was like, listen, how about you guys at South Campus? You guys seem like you got a lot of newcomers. Why don't you guys speak and tell us, because it's alumni, why don't you tell us what you need to learn? Like, maybe we can give our, like, from our perspective for you.
Yes.
And it was a
Yeah.
kick-ass meeting, let me tell you what.
And it also
Oh,
says,
God.
in our literature, the newcomer is the most important person at that meeting.
Always.
And and I think it's very important. My name's Jamie, by the way. I've been seeing this on TikTok, and I just had to get in tonight. I'm kind of struggling myself. I live at a pay and stay sober living, and we had a young lady that just relapsed a couple days ago, and she had to leave the house. And
That's super hard.
she has a lot of mental health issues, and I just feel so bad for her. But today I really had to look myself in the mirror, because sometimes when those around us relapse, that's probably saving us from ourselves.
That's true.
That's true.
That puts insurance in a slip for me. And by only by the grace of God, my rock bottom had a trap door that let me come out.
Absolutely. I like
Absolutely.
And
Ooh, I
and
like
today
that.
I have and today I have a new saying, and I've been saying it to myself every day: hell will not let me walk out twice.
Woo!
Amen. Wow.
So I'm keeping,
Absolutely.
yeah. Hell's not gonna let you walk out twice. I don't know about you guys, but I can't count the times that I have OD'd and died and woke up, and the first thing I scream and yell is, "Where's my dope?"
Yep.
Same.
That's
Exactly.
AM,
what I would do.
AM8 out of ICU and run back home, just in just complete insanity.
Yeah.
But I truly love you guys on here, and it's just amazing how I had seen recovery just blow up. A lot of my friends who I did not think 100 years would get sober is actually doing the damn thing, and I'm like, hell
Yes.
yes.
because
So
recovery is the
we have
vibe,
lost so
girl.
many people. Yes, it is a whole vibe, a whole lifestyle now,
Recovery
and I'm
is
just
the
so
new high.
grateful. I'm just so grateful. But I love you guys, and I'm so grateful for this, guys. I really needed this tonight, and I love you guys so much.
Thank you for
Love
sharing
you.
that
Thank you
with
so
us.
much for being here. I really appreciate you. And I want to recognize, I want to recognize Ember. She said something a while back in the comments, and I've just been listening to
I was getting
you
ready to say.
wonderfully bold and powerful personalities just talking recovery. And I want to recognize right now, we have professionals in our platform. We have people who don't work in the professional space. We have newcomers. We have decades of experience and decades of sobriety. And we just talked about a topic that Leanna had brought up that is going viral right now. And we all kept an open mind.
No arguments.
We all came, no arguing. We respected each other's place and space. And I just want to recognize and appreciate and just show love to each and every one of you. I'm so proud that we have that ability in this spot, in this space, in this moment, to be able to share those things and work on a common solution to where at the end, it's the ultimate goal is just to heal and be in a better place in whatever way that is, that we are able to share that together. So love you guys. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I
and
love it.
Great job. So thank you so much. It just inspires me that we have the it factor. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
Amen. Our
I was
primary
gonna say the
purpose
same
is to
thing.
carry the message. That's our primary
This
purpose.
is a
to carry the
yeah. This
message.
is a good example
Yeah.
of attraction, not promotion.
Absolutely. Yes.
I want to, guys, I
Rosie.
want to give a shout out real quick. We've got 45 people in this room. Congratulations, every one of us. And even in the
Yes.
comments, there's been no negativity, guys. Like, I was getting ready to say the same thing James did. Like, I want to like say that Susan, when the whole thing first started, I was like, you're still welcome here. Nobody is. And I love that. I love that nobody attacked, nobody was negative. And I'm going to plug everybody real quick while there's a lot of people in here. Kizzy does a live
Yes.
at 4 a.m. Central Time every morning. She is so amazing, so inspiring. Guys, check her out. We are here every weeknight, Monday through Friday at 7, weekend 7:30. I also do live readings from the flip side, different sides of the same coin at 3 p.m. every day. And I do a podcast at 6 o'clock on Fridays, 1:30 on Saturdays, Eastern Standard Time, all of that, guys. The podcast can be found on YouTube, Facebook, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of the places. YouTube's the best place to check it out. I post all of these live episodes on YouTube as well, guys. Check us out.
One more
I love
thing
it.
is that if you would like to share your story, message Leanna. She has spots open. Please, please, please. She needs people for her platform where she does her podcast. Send her a message. She'll get you on there. You'll be able to share your story. We all have a unique story that needs to be heard out there. Get with her.
54
I'm super
people in
excited,
here.
Leanna.
I know. I'm waiting for
Wow.
I am so excited, guys. This was such a good topic, and thank everybody for your inputs, and thank everybody for staying respectful. I'm gonna say that again because it is so important. We have some strong personalities in here, and everybody just stated their opinion, and nobody said I'm right, you're wrong. I love that, guys.
I think that's it. Oh, go
You
ahead.
guys know that one song, Rise Up?
Yes.
Yes.
I love that song. Like, when I get down, oh, man. I'm sorry. I had to bring it up. Because, man.
Leanna, did you see that from The Chosen One?
I did. I said, send me a DM,
Okay.
buddy. I'll try to remember after. I usually keep it up here, and I go through and I'll
Okay.
email the newcomers and say thank you. But there's so many of them. I don't know that I'll get to do all that tonight. But I would definitely remember you. And
So one thing that I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to plug my information in.
Absolutely.
So this is my TikTok. It's the same thing with at gmail.com for my email, and I'm about to send everybody my phone number. Leanna Brox-Cox above me right here. She's our host. She is a certified peer recovery supporter.
I'm also a certified peer recovery supporter, and we're here to help. We want to be able to reach out to people and do the thing, make recovery really the new vibe. And okay, so here's my number. Please, I mean, I've already been able to connect with so many people just from this live. A couple of times I've had to hop off because I was getting a phone call from somebody. That's what I passion, and it helps keep me sober. Just being able to be there of service to somebody else. And I think there was somebody even in Arizona that we were rocking out one time trying to get treatment for Kingsman, Arizona. And anyway, so it gives me that energy and that flow. So there's the info in the feed. I know Leanna just popped hers in there too. Any day, anytime, that's what we're here for.
Nice
Thank
to
you,
meet
guys.
everybody.
Thank you for letting me join. I'm also a peer support specialist. I just appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
You're so
Thank you
welcome.
guys for letting me join too. I'm gonna hop down.
Bye, Susan.
Bye, guys.
Thank you
Bye.
for being here.
What is going
Thank
on?
you.
How long have you been on here for, Boo? Like, did you
45
just get on?
minutes.
You're
No,
doing
she's
it.
been on for a little bit.
Yeah.
You're doing it. I'm here. I'm always late. I'm always late to everything. But we saw Santa Claus and fireworks. It was a whole situation. So we just.
Claus.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. So it was so nice. It was with a bunch of friends.
Great
But
job
anyways,
for
I'm
the
so
service work,
happy.
Angel.
It was a good night. There's lots of people that work in the field. Jeez, almighty. My heart was
I
out.
know.
How's everybody feeling?
Good.
Feeling good.
Hyped for
I'm
real. Like, just
excited.
really
You're
getting all
doing
good.
so well,
Yes.
Leanna. I am so excited.
Aww.
Aw,
Aw.
Santa. And that right there is what recovery looks like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy, how are you?
I'm good. I'd like to offer up my unpopular opinion here.
I'd love to hear your opinion.
I don't have any fancy titles to put behind my name other than my name's Jimmy Cormier, and I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic and addict.
Hey, Jimmy.
Managed to stay that way for over 37 years. In those 37 years, I've buried 5 of my daughters because of relapse, not because of recovery. I have buried my brother because of relapse, not because of recovery. Relapse has been a part of my journey, not a part of my recovery.
I like that.
Okay, I am not a one and done, but relapse will never be a part of my recovery. It is an absolutely absence of recovery. I've spent almost 38 years burying people because of relapse, not because of recovery. You know, like I say, unpopular opinion.
No, all opinions
Unpopular
are welcome.
opinion, but it is my honesty. It is my truth. It is my journey, and this is my recovery.
You know, I don't think that was unpopular, Jimmy. I think it was, the relapse is a part of your journey. I love that, and not a part of your recovery.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. We all have our own opinions. I mean, to each their own.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
People are going to like them. People aren't going to like them. Hey, we're not out to make friends. We're here to recover.
That's right. And recovery is different for everybody, and everybody is always going to have their own opinions and their own ideas about things, and that's fine as long as you're still like sober another day. Then that's fine. I mean, I think we got to be kind to each other and things like that. But like you can have your own ideas. Like we all just sat here and had a very controversial conversation. And I know we just said it, but I'm gonna say it again. And it just went so freaking well, and that shows so much growth for everybody involved tonight. Like,
Well, growth. It shows growth in that we, own up to what we've done, and we've all coped in some type of way along the line. You know what I'm saying? We all have probably different DOCs, this and that, but I think as individuals, we've all come so far and we can understand, like there's a connection, like, gut feeling.
Yeah.
So,
And recovery's not linear, as we say. And so there's going to be different opinions about, because one recovery is not the same as the other. And to see everybody up here talking with no negative, you have created a room that they know you're not going to put up with it. And I love it.
no negative Nancy.
No negative Nancy's. That's right.
I like to hear all opinions. I really like controversial topics because I like to learn things, and I always can learn things. So that's why I said I was like, I'm curious to hear what everybody has to say, because I was unsure about how I felt about the issue. So I was like, oh, let me hear from other people that have I know have strong opinions and that I look up to, and kind of take a little bit from everybody's opinion and form my own. And I love that, and I love that, like I said, everybody put forth their information respectfully and disagreed respectfully. Like, never in my life would I think I could disagree with somebody respectfully.
I'd get defensive and all rude and mean. And,
me too. I'm right, man. I'm effing right. But
So, Leanna,
Kizzy's
let me-
live in the morning.
let me ask you, Leanna, since you posited the question to us, where do you stand now?
I think I'm really, I don't know. I think that,
I'm putting you on the spot.
yeah, I don't know. I think I'm really undecided, but I still think that I feel like I think it's a part of it. I think addiction is a disease. It's a chronic brain disease, and chronic diseases have relapses. And that's how I don't know. I'm like a scientific, factual person. And I guess at the end of the day, that's how I look at it. And I think that we have to be very careful how we say it. And I don't think that we should go around saying it to people. And I think that saying that relapse is a part of addiction, that was great. I freaking love that. Instead of saying it's a part of recovery, because I think that makes much more sense. And like Jimmy's saying, it was a part of his journey. I think the wording might need to be changed, but I think
it needs to be tweaked.
Yeah, I think the wording needs to be changed, but I stand by the support of a relapse. If somebody does relapse, not like supporting them relapsing, but if they do and then they're trying to come back, I support that. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking fat motherfucking.
Oh, get them out.
Fucking motherfucker.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, who let their kid on?
We can see some behavior starting
Well,
there, can't we?
you go. If you were wondering.
That's how they feel about
Well,
that.
I wish them well, and I hope they have a soft pillow.
Yeah.
Right.
And that their socks don't get wet.
Oh my
Socks are
god.
gonna get wet if he comes my way. I'm gonna throw him in the snow from that mouth.
No.
Yeah, wording is everything. Tracy in the comments, she said wording is everything, and I think that's
It
where
is.
I stand. I think at the end of the night after this debate, I definitely have a lot to think about too. Like, I can't say I'm making a final decision yet, but I think I stand by the general idea of supporting someone that has a relapse and coming back. There's no because I did so many times, and so I have to support that. But I think the wording is very tricky, and it needs to be changed. I think that either addiction or journey. I think both of them are great options, but.
And I like what somebody said in the comments earlier, whether it applies to this specific example or not, we all became addicted or went through addiction or are going through addiction in different ways. So our recovery and the way we take things are based upon our experiences and just how we receive things as an individual within our environment. So that's why it hits me differently and what hits you differently, and how we all can be passionate about the fine tuning of the words. And I like that it's all going to be different. And that's why it's really important to be inclusive and be accepting and be willing to be teachable and remain humble. Because whenever we talked about that today, didn't we, Kizzy?
Yes.
About ego.
Yep.
The edging God out,
Yep.
and when my ego gets in the way, that's a lot of I and me stuff. And I'm not thinking about, it's more of a self-centered self as opposed to, what can we do together or how can I help you? So Yeah. Anyway,
But
I'm moldable. I'm adaptable, and I will probably adjust my language 100% and say
Yes.
that for me that addiction, or what is it, is part of addiction.
Yes.
Relapse is part of addiction, and relapse has been a part of my journey in
yep,
my personal recovery.
I like
As
that.
something like that. I'm not sure about the wording yet, but I am going to adjust it. And I
Somebody's
like what
trying to
Susan
get
was
in,
saying
and I'm
earlier.
unsure, guys. So this might be another one. Hold on.
I'm
So
definitely going to adjust to Jimmy's. It's part of my journey. I love
Yeah.
that. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'm stealing
stuff.
it, Jimmy. I'm stealing it.
Yeah, for sure. Like
No, you're not stealing it. You're learning from my mistakes.
There you go. I love
But I
that.
think what's really important is also we acknowledge and we try to put an end to the discourse that's causing like a we, they, and me, you, kind of like dichotomy, and bring more of a collaborative thinking, like what you did tonight. And because people are just so like getting angry behind it, and I just don't like that anger comes in to the spaces of healing like that. I mean, sure, it's going to happen, but anything that we can do to help diminish that and mentor or show example of or role model, I guess is what I'm trying to say, then I think we should be the pillars of that. So,
Well, like if we take all that anger and put it into something else, into the, you know what I'm saying? I get like what you're saying, James, but like me, I was a hell of a monster. Let me tell you what. Oh, but I learned to take that anger and push it somewhere else to work on it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, guys?
yeah.
Oh yeah, Holly.
Sure.
I'll tell you what, Holly. I had extremely bad anger and a temper like you would not believe. I was a firecracker,
Me too.
and I had to learn how to not stuff it, but suppress it and process it, and put it aside.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard. It was extremely hard, and I'm not perfect, and it still comes out every once in a while.
Girl, you're telling me. That's why I'm glad I got my mental pills.
Yeah, exactly. I tell my psychiatrist, I can't miss you. I have to see you once a month. You don't understand. It's dire.
Yeah. Mental health is so important in recovery too. Like
Yes, it is.
And whatever
'cause
that
look,
means
anger-
for you. If that means like
Anger
getting
gets you
med-
thrown in jail.
Yeah, anger management too. Yeah, like all the things that like our emotions and our mental health are so important too. Because if we don't keep hold of them, they're just going to get us in trouble, and then we're going to eventually spiral. Because that's what we do.
Well, I believe that mental. I mean, this is just me, but mental health to me comes before addiction.
Yeah, because it's going to lead there.
Yeah, and I think we need to be on top of our mental health. You're right. It's very important.
Yeah.
So with anger, I know we could do a whole episode on anger because
Sure.
for me, I haven't been angry in just a little over, well, excuse me, one time I've been kind of miffed, but I haven't felt anger in over 3 years. And how I was able to kind of come to the other end of that was understanding that for me, anger was a secondary emotion.
Yep.
And what am I feeling that's provoking these acknowledged, unprocessed feelings? Maybe I'm feeling sad, or maybe I'm feeling insignificant, or maybe I'm feeling like I'm losing control. And so my automatic response is to lash out to kind of gain some sorts of safety or control, or even push people away. And so once I take care of those underlining things, who was it that's always Holly, who always talks about how emotional intelligence, increasing that, and boxing those emotions and appreciating them and embracing them. For me, it's also worked where now I'm elevated in a new way. And when I begin to feel the discord within myself and those angry, I have so many mooring lines where I'm like, okay, what am I really feeling right now? And did someone actually step on my toes and mean it? Then am I getting angry because I don't know how to voice or communicate or remove myself from the situation? So
Yeah. James, when I realized, I'm glad you brought that up. When I realized what my underlining issue was, Oh Lord, it helps so much. It was fear.
Yes.
Most of my anger came
Yes.
from fear.
Yes.
And
Me too.
I had to reconcile what are you fearful of and why. And let's figure out if we can deal with this, if it came from trauma, if it's just in my head, like a lie I'm telling myself or whatever it is. So, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, James.
Well, Holly kind of brought it up because she talked about getting angry. That leads you to jail.
Oh, thank you, Holly.
It's the actions that lead me to jail. It's the anger that I don't process and I identify the other underlying emotions. So as long as I don't let my underlying emotions evolve into outbursts, which then lead to actionable things, which then lead me to jail, then I'm in a much better space.
Yeah.
So,
No more
it's
jail,
about-
James. I'm gonna have to thank you, but
Oh, Lord, I'm not meant for jail.
So I've done enough.
look, I
time
haven't been to
I'm
jail
done.
in 4 years, and I'm gonna keep it that
so
way.
done.
I went to jail twice and I cried the whole time.
Oh,
Well, about the anger too. Guys, people like to push our buttons. So this is how I see things. Okay, so don't take. Leanna. They see us sober people accomplishing a lot, right? So, like I always say, misery loves company. So they might be having a bad day, and we're just trucking along having a good old day. Well, they're like, oh, let's go rain on their parade. So we gotta learn. I know I've learned. They're not gonna toot my horn. They got me effed up.
Yep. Do you kind of, Holly, make it a game in your head a little bit? Like, I have to say, you know what? They're not going to control my emotions, and they're not going to win. They're just not going to.
yeah,
See,
to get that reaction.
I let a lot of people. Okay, so I was a functionable addict.
Okay.
I'm sort of kind of the same person I am when I use, if that makes sense. But when people were stealing from me, when I had my own place, like when I was homeless, nobody gave me a place to lay my head. I laid on the streets for 2 years by myself. Never asked nobody for money, nothing. I went and collected cans. I wasn't a lazy homeless person. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't let people get to me. I would be a bitch right back. Like, I'm like, why am I helping you if you can't help me? But you know what? It's okay. I'm going to go ahead and help you. But just remember, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would flip the switch on them and make them feel guilty for the way they came to me. And I'm still that way today. Like, I enabled a lot of people. And I mean a lot. But they always came to me. Like, they always would come. I'm like, why are you even here? We're not even friends. You know what I mean? So they knew I always had stuff. So I had people bringing people over, and it's like, what? I've only been in trouble one time in 26 years of my addiction for my drug of choice. I was caught in a raid, and I admitted what was mine, which was just stuff. And because I did that, I only got usage out of all of it. Because they tried to get me for maintaining or frequenting a drug house and possession. They dropped me down to usage. Come on. I've seen everybody around me. It's a revolving door for them, and I don't understand. I've been in it longer than a lot of them. And I'm like, how come I can get in trouble one time and you guys all keep going back? I don't get it. You're stupid as F.
I think they like I struggle with that feeling. Like I have close family members and they are in the madness and they continue. And I feel that way because I love them and I want them to quit. But like I also know that I did the same thing. I don't know how many times I went to jail, got clean, got out, went back to using, even knowing this is stupid and I shouldn't do it because hold on guys, I'm trying to line up the puzzle piece. I'm sorry.
Well, no,
I hate that puzzle piece.
A lot of these people my way are idiots. You're completely different. I don't think that. It's just these idiots around me, that they're just stupid. I don't get it. Like, I just want to slap the shit piss out of each and every one of them. That's just how I feel.
I was fixing to say, tell us how you feel, Holly.
Let me tell you about how I feel, gang. I'm not scared.
You guys, this
I
was
love
a
it.
great night. And the reason that I asked this question is because I want to make a video about my opinion, and I wasn't sure what my opinion was, so I wanted to talk it out with other people that that had some knowledge and see, to get an educated opinion, because I'm all about knowing stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be like about recovery, just like facts. And if I get a job, like, I want to know how to do everything there. Like, I love to know stuff. So I wanted to get everybody's opinion, because there's no real facts on the, is it or not? Like, and the only fact is, like I said, that it's a chronic disease or like whatever. But there's so much other stuff at play that I was so, I was torn about because I've relapsed. Like, I got out of jail and I'd never even cared for so many years. Like, I just knew. I never even said that I wasn't going to. Like, when I was in jail, I would just be like, well, I'm waiting, So I just.
Leanna?
Yeah.
I think my husband just beat you on some pudding.
Beat me on pudding? Oh, no way. There's no way.
Yeah. It's white chocolate and coffee.
Oh.
Leanna, we are close to that hour mark, and we have 50-something people in here. Why don't you do another plug? This is our host, Leanna Brox Cox, feral but sober. She's amazing. Many years of sobriety, many years in recovery. Brings up those hard topics, and we discuss it in a respectful way. Is on all the platforms. So yeah, take off real quick, and all the loves.
Okay, so we are every day at 3 p.m. I do a reading from a book called The Flip Side, Different Side of the Same Coin. It's a recovery literature. We are here every weeknight at 7 p.m. in this room, 7:30 on the weekends. I do a podcast at 6 p.m. on Fridays and 1:30 on Saturdays. Kizzy down here in the third box, she does a live 4 a.m. every morning Central Time.
Can I plug something, Leanna? Is that okay?
Yeah.
We're having a special guest tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. Central. It's going to be Real Talk. His name is Josh. He's a veteran, a God-fearing veteran that is another recovery warrior that, he is amazing. So if y'all can make it, that'd be great.
Awesome.
I think I'm going to set my alarm.
Set your alarm, Holly. I want you there.
You do? Okay, so that's 7 my time, right, Leanna?
What time is it? No, it's 5.
It's 5.
5 already. I want to say real quick, Dad Pug said, I knew many people that felt jail was their home and avoided responsibility. That was me. Well, I said that. I don't know how many times I've said that today, that I was a cocky asshole. I thought that I was entitled to get high, that, they was violating my right by putting me in jail because I didn't have any responsibilities, so I should be allowed to do drugs. But then, like, that makes no sense. Go get some fucking responsibilities, you know what I mean? But in the addiction, I'm like, oh, that made perfect sense to me. I was like, they're haters. Like, they're holding me back from my potential as a freaking addict. Like, to say that out loud, that sounds so stupid. But I would say stuff like that. Like,
but isn't it so funny what our perspective is when we're using?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was like legitimately mad because I was like, why is it illegal for me to use drugs? Like, if I don't have kids or a job or a house or like responsibilities, then why couldn't I do what I want? Like, because you're a grown ass person and you're supposed to have those things. Like,
beautiful, and we need you here with us.
Yes,
that's why we love you. We need you right here with us. The streets they don't love you. We love you. That's why.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
My husband gets up every morning. He says, "Look, I got responsibilities," and he walks right away from me. He's a dork butt.
52 people, guys. We did amazing tonight. We could go ahead and close it out if everybody's good. If anybody has anything else on their hearts that they want to talk about, I mean, we don't have to go. I'm not in no hurry, but if not, then we.
You might have another.
Why don't you close on your favorite affirmation?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Let's say.
I know I put you on the spot again.
I know.
You always do, James.
Hi, James. How are you? Hi, Jimmy.
Hi.
Hi, Holly. Hi, Kizzy.
Hey.
To think about it. Let me see if they.
Hey, Big Blue. How are you? Oh.
Okay.
All the love to all of you.
Yeah, we'll do affirmation then. We'll say, I am worthy. I am important.
I am worthy. I am important.
I am smart.
I am smart.
Smart.
I am kind.
We are all beautiful.
Yes, we are all beautiful. Yes, that's what my husband just
So after
did.
I'm
He was
smart,
like,
what'd you
You're
say?
beautiful.
And as we say, we are all fucking rock stars.
all fucking rock stars.
We're all fucking
That's right.
rock
Don't
stars.
forget it.
ma'am.
Big Blue, did you have something you wanted to say tonight before we close out? Thank you for being here.
I don't think she can hear us.
I don't think so either. Can you hear
All the
us?
loves.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Leanna.
Go ahead. I'm gonna send her a message in the comments and tell her that if she needed to talk or something.
Yeah, she usually, I don't think she can hear us because she usually talks. So,
Okay.
yeah, I don't think she can hear us. Well, Leanna, I appreciate you.
Yeah, you guys can go ahead
Okay.
and close out. I'm gonna try to just connect with her and make sure that they didn't need to
Okay,
talk or
Karen, I'm
whatever.
gonna set my alarm for
Good
5.
night, everybody. We'll
Okay,
see
I'll
you
see you in the
tomorrow.
morning.
Okay.
I'm trying to
Night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, baby.
You did so good.
Thank you.
Bye. Love you.
Love you.
Bye, pretty girl. Bye,
baby.
James.
Your son. All
Bye.
right, bye, sweetie. Love you.